A tracking collar wrote down a trip the animal never took. The route is complete. Steps turns, a river crossing, a climb up the far bank. At the same hour, 2 cameras on opposite banks show the animal asleep at a den 3 kilometers upstream. She does not move once. Both records are clean. Both were checked. The collar belongs to a lioness. The rangers call Nyota. The staff call the collar itself 14. Her range sits inside Serengeti National Park, Tanzania. 14 has been on her for 2 years and has never lost a signal. The crossing is logged for the night of the 11th. The cameras cover that same night. There is no version of that night where both records are wrong. 14 takes a reading every 2 minutes. On the night of the 11th, it kept doing that. The readings walk her out of the long grass, down the north wall of the Mbalageti Gorge, and into the water. In the water, they slow down. That is what a swimming lion looks like on a chart. Then the readings climb, 22 of them in a line up the south wall. Every step sits where a step should sit. Nothing skips. Nothing repeats. Anyone reading the file would say she crossed and think nothing of it. That is the part the reserve staff keep coming back to. It is not a strange record. It is an Ordina Rai record of a crossing with no crossing behind it. There are cameras on both banks of the gorge. They fire on movement, day or night. On the night of the 11th, neither one fired. Not for her. Not for anything. 3 kilometers upstream, a camera watches a den in the rocks. It fired 140 times that night. Nyota is in every frame. Same shoulder against the same stone. Her ear moves in a few of the pictures. Nothing else about her does. Joseph Mwita, the ranger who keeps these files, went through them one at a time. He was looking for a gap. There is no gap long enough to walk 3 kilometers, swim a river, and come back. The longest one is 11 minutes. 14 came off Nyota 9 days later for a battery change. It passed every check the office could run. No fault. No fake signal. No second collar sharing its code. Then somebody looked at the strap. Dried mud was packed into the seam behind the buckle. The floor of the gorge is gray clay with fine sand in it. The ground at the den is red. The mud in the strap is gray. A lab in Russia matched it to the riverbed and to nowhere else on her range. So the paperwork disagrees with the pictures. And the collar is carrying the river home in its buckle. Nobody at the reserve has said out loud what that means. They have stopped talking about it on the radio. Mwita filed his report on the crossing that same afternoon. 14's data reached the reserve office feed at 17 minutes past 4. The index noted the order those 2 things arrived in. That is not something this file was open to measure. It is in the file anyway. Correction issued. In the reserve's equipment list, the north camera at the gorge is now recorded as Station 3. Every earlier form calls it Station 2. Render consistency restored. Nyota is still on her range. She has crossed the gorge since, in daylight on camera, the Ordina Rai way. The 11th is still in her file, and it still has no matching night. The status: pending review. No corrective action has been scheduled at this time.